Hey team, Sacraments here, and in this video we're gonna take a look at Stukov and how to play him in Heroes of the Storm in 2023. Now, start with a caveat, I'm obviously not a Grandmaster, pretty average player, but I have been playing the game for about 8 years and I've picked up a thing or two, hopefully anyway, that might be able to help you pick Stukov up and add him to your Storm League arsenal. In terms of like what I think of him, he's in my top 3, so I'm a healer main, and he's in my top 3 heroes: Stukov, Tyrande, Rhaegar. And I mean the basics, he's a healer from StarCraft. I think I played through part of the campaign of StarCraft 2. I'm terrible at RTSs. Anyway, yes, infested human, I think, is good old Stukov. And basically what you're looking to do with him is heal, keep your team alive for sure, but also use the kit at your disposal to set up and confirm kills as well, which he's incredibly good at. And yeah, we'll go through everything. We'll jump in a game and then go through bits and bobs and hot tips and the build that we'll be using and that kind of thing. So yeah. Catch you in a second. Okay, welcome to Tomb of the Spider Queen, which is the map we find ourselves on today. I did just jump into a quick match so we can go through things, so as you would expect, the comp is a variety of weirdness. Friendly teams: Stukov, Illidan, Hanzo, Nova, Illidan and Nova in a game, Nazebo. Enemy team: Kel'Thuzad, Murky, Malfurion, Zul and Zerator. Okay, so what does Stukov have available at his disposal? So your Q is healing pathogen, so basically you infest an allied hero with this little green thing. No, well, never mind. As you would expect, the game's going to be wild. But yeah, healing pathogen, so you infest an allied hero with a healing pathogen that heals the target for 231 health over 4.5 seconds, and basically that can spread between people close to the healing target. So you see kind of like this green plus and a circle that pops over friendly heroes' heads. So that's the main way that you're going to be healing. Your W is the weighted pustule, which essentially you shoot that out. It's a straight line skill shot, and it hits enemies, not friendlies. And when it hits them, you slow people. And then your E, which a lot of people will know Stukov for, and rightly so, because it's incredibly powerful, is your lurking arm. Basically, any enemy hero that is standing in that gets a nice silence. Oh dear. Which means they can't use any of their abilities. So, with that, at level 1, we did pick up Low Blow, which is basically buffing the silence puddle. So, Lurking Arm deals 100% more damage to enemy heroes below 50% health and persists for 1 second after it cancels. So that means that you can pop the puddle on the floor, and for 1 second after walking away, it will persist and keep silencing whoever's in it. And that will be what you see us do for the rest of the game, is just kind of really going into the E build here. One thing that I did miss actually was the trait, so Bio Kill Switch. So what Bio Kill Switch does on a 16-second cooldown is like that. So you detonate whatever healing pathogens and whatever weighted pustules you have out on friendly targets and on enemy targets, and it gives friendlies a burst heal, and it damages and slows the enemy. It basically, you detonate the stuff that's out in the field, and each of those things out in the field is used to greater effect. So Nazebo here, for example, if I hit D, he gets a burst heal for 509. So the best way to kind of use that, obviously, is to negate burst damage where you can. And at level 4, here's where you can kind of waffle around a bit. I look at the enemy team's comp and I'm like, does my team need physical protection? Kind of. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up Biotic Armor. So basically, healing pathogen. When I chuck out this Q and it spreads, everybody on my team that has a healing pathogen on them also gets physical armor. So I pop it on me. Oh yeah, and I walk right into a root. and then you see the physical armor right there. I don't have a heal, Illidan, I'm sorry. So that's how his kit works. That's level 1 and level 4. And essentially what you're looking to do, hot tip with Stukov, hot tip number 1 with Stukov is I hold Alt, hit Q, it puts your healing pathogen on you, and then you can spread it around to the friendly team. One thing to note as well with level 4 is when you detonate weighted push-all, the 10 armor actually increases to 50 armor when you detonate with Biokill Switch. So it makes it even stronger at negating burst damage there. Level 7, we go further into E, so growing infestation basically makes your E expand, and it has a set duration. Prior to this, nice. Oh, I'm stuck. Alright, don't mind me, Oh, broccoli, get out of here. Yeah, so before level 7, I could have just hung out and just channeled, go away from chains, and just channeled Lurking Arm just like infinitely until I guess I ran out of mana. But now it has a set duration, but it makes it bigger. It expands. So you can see really the synergy between 1 and 4 at this point, especially on low health targets with low blow. Both teams have enough to turn in. I should probably turn in. But what you're looking to do is, typically I hold Alt, hit Q, spread my healing pathogen around. The reason why I self-cast the Q is because, and you'll notice this when you play Stukov, is people can, like, it's a bomber if people steal your Q. So if I were to put healing pathogen on Nova and then she wandered off before it spread to anyone else on my team, well then my team's not getting heals and it just is big sad. If I put it on me, I can control where it goes. Obviously, unless someone on the enemy, someone on the friendly team, sorry, is incredibly low HP, and if you don't put it on them and detonate Biokill Switch immediately, they're gonna die. I generally will put it on me and then spread it around. Oh dear. And it's worth noting as well, ideally, look, you're looking to have the healing pathogen out and the weighted push-all at the same time, then you detonate. That's perfect. What I usually do to kind of add on to that hold, Alt, Q, spread it around, I'll chuck my W out onto someone, and then I'll put my E down, and then I'll detonate, and now he's silenced and slowed. So, and he's slowed in the silence. Because essentially you're trying to get the enemy team to be in the silence for as long as possible. So, this is bad. So Stukov actually works really well with, and this is how you should use the silence, it is follow-up CC. It's not opening CC, so I wouldn't want to see you poking with it. I wouldn't want to see you clearing a lane with it, because it has quite a hefty cooldown. Until you get to level 13, and we'll get onto that, where you get cooldown reduction. So right here, Zul is just hanging out in that zombie wall, which means Zul is stuck in the puddle. And that's what you're looking to do. So if you're playing with like an Anubarak who has 50 different stuns, it's amazing. You just hold your E, particularly... Ooh, whoa. Oh, nice. Good job, team. I mean, I forgot about this, but not that I can do anything about that, really. I'm Stukov. But yeah, so you'll see I'll pop Q out, I'll chuck a W out, I'll put my E down and then slow Malfurion, for example, there. Just silence and get that low blow damage. Hanzo finishes him off. Nice. Oh, Zul, unfortunately. Oh, nice Nova. Well, actually, it's just Murky, never mind. Yeah, so I wouldn't want to see you poking with the silence. I really strongly advise maximizing the benefit and using it underneath opening CC, which tanks typically bring. I mean, Maiev as well. Not that you would likely play with a Maiev if you're watching this video. Definitely for beginners. Hey, team. But yeah, like Warden's Cage, the Nazebo Wall, it's not CC, but it's keeping them, you know, in a space, which means, oh, I'm going to be able to hit a bunch of people with my silence. That's great. They won't be able to get out of it either, because they can't push their buttons. Stukov's silence also goes really well with people like Leoric. So if you go in Tomb at level 10, that means Leoric actually gets the level 20 upgrade. Oh dear. I didn't need to puddle. That was a waste of time. So, level 13. Sorry, yes. Leoric gets the level 20 upgrade to his Entomb at level 10 then. You're just kind of outsourcing the silence to Stukov with the puddle. Figuring out when and where you are going to use the silence, I really recommend that when you're loading in. So if you look at the enemy teams... Oh, you missed. Oh, wow, I failed. Okay, but that leads us nicely onto level 13. We're going to pick up It Hungers, which is now I can actually be a bit more liberal with my silence as long as I'm hitting heroes, because then it gets, the cost can be refunded. So if you hit an enemy with the silence 8 times, then the cooldowns reset and the mana cost is refunded. So it's not just cooldown reduction, actually, it's fully reset. So then I can just, as long as I hit a hero 8 times with my E, then I can just infinitely E, basically. People are really upset about Murky. Level 10, what we picked up was Massive Shove, which is basically if I want to shove a hero on the enemy team away from me, away from my team, towards structures, we can do that. Like here, I could push him away. Maybe. He's unstoppable. I don't know actually about that interaction. If anybody would like to comment and let me know, can you push an unstoppable target? I imagine not. But Massive Shove's really good. You can use it in a variety of ways. Oh. There we go. We get rid of KT. I might still be... No, I'm not. I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I'm Stukov. Wow. Nazebo's safe. Yeah, so you can use it to negate or at least like reduce the effectiveness of an enemy team's ultimate. Let's say Diva Bomb. Diva's mech. She pops the bomb. You just push it away. You just like, bye Felicia. And then your whole team is alive. And more importantly, you've made Diva feel bad. At level 16, I pick up Super Strain, so whenever an ally with a healing pathogen on them is stunned or rooted, they're instantly healed for 562 health. Fun thing to note with this is, oh, nice ice block. If you are playing into a Diablo, oh dear, oh, wait, no, oh no. I generally don't like doing that because I didn't use my CC first, but I honestly panicked. Oh, wait, let's try it. Yeah, you can't push him. He dies to one auto attack. Fun thing, Stukov has the hardest basic attack in the game, but it is also the slowest basic attack in the game. So, I mean, don't be afraid to punch people, but don't expect to be able to solo a camp with Stukov. Heal these peeps. We actually get a top structure, we get a bot structure. All of a sudden, we're ahead on the map. That's a broccoli. Oh no, he's gonna. No, he's not. Okay, he's gonna do that. I should have had a healing pathogen out. Well, actually, yeah, I got pinged for it. I should have silenced KTZ actually though. I shouldn't be in this lane. I should be top. What am I doing? Zebo, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, friend. I'm mediocre. I did say that at the top of the video, and then I'll just get killed by an octograb, I suppose. Yeah. Hopefully the arrow... No. Yeah, that was just bad at that point. I think I should have just left Nazebo to die, maybe. I mean, he's still alive, wandering around with his voodoo head thing. That's some gems. Yeah, that was a bit shoddy. Look away. Everybody, look away. Super Strain, yeah, if you're playing into a Diablo, it's incredibly strong. Because Diablo's charge and then throw is, and then if he stuns you on a wall, technically that's 3 stuns. So then all of a sudden, at level 16, then you're healing for like 1800 HP. That's math, right? 600, 1200. Yeah, about 1800 HP. So if you're playing into a Dibbles and you don't pick Super Strain, you'll be at a little bit of a disadvantage. It's just a busted talent into Diablo. What have we got going? Enemy team has enough gems to turn in. They've got a camp coming down mid. How many? 18 to 13 kills. You know what? I thought we were doing worse than that because playing strangely. Illidan's getting a bot camp. Nova's just there for vision, I think. If I go in there and try and stall, I'm dead. Yeah. Hey, Murky. Oh, you probably have an Octograb, hey? Yeah. That was an Illidan Pond out onto Malfurion in the back line. Murky's now going to peace out. I'll just pre-tap because... Go away. Oh, no. Okay, pop the heal. He's got more healing. I slowed Murky a little bit, but that's all I got for you. Actually, never mind, I lied. I have this. Oh, never mind. Zul was there to catch you, so that's unfortunate. We tried. We tried a little bit. Uh-oh. Oh, Nova. Oh, I put it on your clone, and your clone died. Oh, team, don't do that. Chat, don't do that. That was a misclick. Don't do that, everybody. I don't need to give it to you, but I will.
Gotta love this medic.
Because you pinged me earlier. So there you go. One other big thing to note is Stukov is vulnerable into teams that have a lot of CC because he doesn't have a cleanse. And off of the back of that as well, when you are channeling your silence, you are rooted. So you're basically giving the enemy team a method of CC. Because like this, I'm like a sitting duck for Kel'Thuzad chains, for the Octo grab. Don't want any of that Murky, sod off. So yeah, that's worth noting. And also, if you're shoving like we just did there on Murky, and it's a very long shove, you are vulnerable as well. So those are kind of 2 of his big weaknesses. Uh-oh. Oh, cool! So I queued Nazebo. We're learning all sorts of interactions here. I queued Nazebo right there. He ice blocked. It took the full cooldown of my healing pathogen, and then it dropped. Wow, how rude. Okay, usually I pick top off here, so healing pathogen's stronger at high health, because we're usually at high health. I have a hair on my nose. Thanks, cat. But we're probably not going to be at high health, so I'm actually just going to get push come to shove, which means massive shove slows its target by 50% for 4 seconds. Upon colliding with terrain... Don't take that. God damn it. And then its cooldown's reduced by 15 seconds as well. I guess I'll just turn in my gems. They're all dead, apart from Murky's back with an Octogram. That could be a concern.
We should take this mercenary camp.
Okay, Nova. I mean, I suppose Illidan on a boss isn't too bad, but like outside of that, oh my god, Nova, 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 Nova. See, that feels so bad. That feels so bad. Nova really wants to, everybody really wants to capture this boss, but like with what? We don't have anything. I guess I'll hit it with my strong hand. We have Illidan. I'm just worried. I suppose he's fine. What am I talking about? He's chilling. But yeah, certain targets that are really, really good to hold your silence for is like... Oh, hi. Oh, you missed his chains. That feels good. He's stunned. So you can use Massive Shove to great effect for small stuns as well, actually, like short distances. So don't feel like you have to hold your Massive Shove. The cooldown is... I'm going to slow you and smack you in the face. Oh, he's going to smack me in the face. But now he's silenced and dead. Yeah, don't feel like you have to hold Massive Shove for like the God Shove, where you shove someone across the whole map. It's got an incredibly low cooldown, and at 20, especially with push comes to shove, you can just kind of throw it out left, right, and center at that point. Uh-oh. Okay, so Kel'Thuzad's buttons are all down, so I don't really care about him here. Let's dodge the anomaly and get hit by that key, because we haven't cleared it. Whoops. He's just going to keep getting... There we go. Oh, yeah, because he's hitting clones, isn't he? Nice. GG, well played. We got all of the talents. Yeah, that's a surprising win. Awesome. On to closing thoughts. So, to summarize, Stukov is, in my opinion, one of the top healers. Overall, we are talking about average play, you know, playing in like silver gold, probably, where most of us are in Storm League. He's incredibly impactful, not only for keeping people alive, but for setting up kills with the puddle, with the E. Yeah, if you have an Anubarak, he's my favorite tank to Stukov with because of all the stuns. Of course, tried and tested combo, Varian and Stukov, incredibly good. You just puddle under the taunt target and it's usually, that usually makes for a dead hero right there. Things to keep in mind, we went over a few of them, if not all of them, as we were playing, but he doesn't have a cleanse, so because of that reason, if you're in Storm League, I probably wouldn't first pick him if you can avoid it. It's a bit of a tough situation though, because he tends to get banned and such. But yeah, you don't really want to broadcast to the enemy team, hey, we don't have a cleanse, and then they can draft, if you know, if they're switched on, they can draft a lot of CC, and then there's not too much you can do about that. He's also really vulnerable when he is channeling his puddle, so watch out for that. You're a sitting target for something like a hook, Kel'Thuzad chains, honestly anything. So you kind of got to rely on your team to defend you essentially while you're channeling that. That's also why it's really good to pick up the talents that we did for E, because then you can pop it down, move, and it's still, the silence is still at play for a second. I think that's everything to note. The talents that we used today in this video were at 1, low blow, so lurking arm deals 100% more damage to enemies below 50% health and persists for 1 second after it's cancelled. At 4 we went with biotic armor, but honestly any of the choices in there are pretty good. I usually go between biotic armor and vigorous reuptake. So biotic armor, healing pathogen grants 10 armor to targets while active on them. Detonating bio kill switch, which is your trait, the D, increases this bonus to 50 for 2.5 seconds, so that's quite substantial. Then at 7, growing infestation, lurking arms area expands by 50% over 2.5 seconds, but it cannot be channeled for longer than 3 seconds, which honestly, I'm so used to that now that I don't want to channel it for longer than that, really. At 10, massive shove, so extends Stukov's arm. If it hits an enemy hero, they're rapidly shoved until they collide with terrain, dealing 190 damage and stunning them. For half a second, Stukov gains 50 armor while shoving an enemy, so that tries to offset the fact that you're kind of rooted. If you're doing a really long push, you're just kind of hanging out there for an hour and a half, pushing someone. You've got the 50 armor, but yeah, you're still really vulnerable to CC. So if you get stunned, well, there you go. 13, you go, it hungers, increases the range of lurking arm by 30%. If lurking arm damages an enemy hero 8 times, its cooldown is completely reset, which means you can just cast another one, and its mana cost is refunded as well. At 16, we go super strain, so whenever an ally with healing pathogen is stunned or rooted, they're instantly healed for 300 health, which again, super big into Diablo. It's one of my favorite things in the game. You get, yeah, you kind of heal the target for about 1800 math numbers, can't remember them, terrible. Level 20, usually I go for top off, but in this one, because we weren't going to really be at a higher health, we went for push comes to shove. So massive shove slows its target by 50% for 4 seconds upon colliding with terrain, so they get stunned by nature of the level 10, and then they get slowed after hitting the terrain. If Massive Shove pushes a target for more than 1.25 seconds, its cooldown's reduced by 15 seconds. So if you're doing a bit of a longer push, then you get more Massive Shoves. But yeah, that's everything. If you are into Heroes of the Storm, casting, guides, that kind of thing, and you want to see more, then please consider subscribing and liking. We're just getting the ball rolling with this stuff, so every little helps. Also, you can find me at twitch.tv/SYCOPANTS currently every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Until next time, peace!